Hey, Joe Dwyer here, and welcome to the Noble Strength Way of Life. Today, we continue our discussion on having better, more solid, peaceful, and productive connections with others. And today, we're going to speak about the all present and ever dispute resolution. Yeah, these things come up too, don't they? It doesn't matter whether you're friends, spouse, business partners, I don't care what it is, you are going to face conflicts with one another that need to be resolved. If they are not, there is always a danger of eroding this beautiful connection that you could have with one another. When Daniel the Beagle came into this home, it was obvious to Spartacus, the other male counterpart in the house, that they were really different individuals. In talks that I have given and illustrations I've made, I've used the analogy that Spartacus was like Clint Eastwood, the tough guy, and Daniel is more like Jim Carrey. Hey, we're going to have a good time. Slightly different, right? In all approaches. And when these differences take place, which is fine, it means that, conflicts could be a little more readily present. Well, one day here in the house, there was a piece of food lying on the kitchen floor. Both Spartacus and Daniel obviously wanted it. Sounds familiar, right? Two people want the same thing, only one gets it, and a dispute takes place. Who wanted it? Who deserved it? Who should have had it? Well, Spartacus was the one who was fortunate enough to get to the piece of food. Daniel did not like that, and they immediately barked at one another. And I mean immediately. Whatever they said to one another seemed to have worked, and about an hour later, they could be seen teaming up at the front door, ready to terrorize the male person. Interesting, isn't it? Let's now go through exactly what Daniel and Spartacus did so well. First and foremost, they spoke about the dispute immediately. Sometimes humans tend to wait a while, and that waiting period is never good. The thought of maybe cooling off has some value, but then the other things that could come into one's mind could really muddy the waters of this already difficult situation. Talking about it sooner than later is strategy number one to effective conflict resolution. Now, the other thing that Daniel and Spartacus did quite well is they only identified and discussed the situation at hand. Daniel did not say to Spartacus, hey, last week you took that ball that I wanted. Or Spartacus did not say, hey, never lay down on that pillow again, it's mine and not yours. Does this sound familiar to you? Humans sometimes have a tendency of bringing in other subjects, other things that took place. They could be from 3 years ago, but there's a tendency to do that, and that too does not help. So action item number 2, stick with the issue and only the issue. And then finally, Daniel and Spartacus were extremely effective at really letting it go. It was over as they went on, and it was not even an hour later, I remember the day so well, where they were teamed up together and having their fun and their job all at the same time, working as one in concert, not even thinking about what took place not long ago in the conflict. Action item number 3, really let it go and move on to positive things that could be out there for both of you who are involved in this conflict. So yeah, let's recap. Number one, absolutely discuss it sooner than later. Number two, absolutely stick to the issue and only the issue. And finally, really let it go. And let me add one more thing that Spartacus and Daniel didn't have to worry about. Keep it off social media. Yeah. Keep it off of your Facebook account, your Instagram account. Keep it off of there. That's, I think, a given, but I figured I'd just add it in as one last thing. I'm hopeful that this time together on conflict resolution will assist you. And I'd like to hear from you whether it does. Please contact me at noblestrength.life. Let me know if this was something that maybe helped you in your life. Because realize, of course, that it's me who's presenting the information, but the help really came from Daniel and Spartacus. Our animal friends are at the forefront of these noble strength way of life lessons, which is why we should respect them, why we should do more to make this world a better place for them and for us. Thank you for following me. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.